Okay, so a good quick tutorial on the carry and why it's so important. I look at the carries as a way to work on my body's alignment, to help my joints, or joint by joint through the system, to align them better so they function better, to actually connect my muscles to muscle groups, and also my fascial connections to fascial connections. They all kind of work together anyway, and it's a great way to kind of hone in on basically turning those particular components on and making them work for you in a loaded environment. All right, so from the alignment perspective, the carry, so we're trying to actually create isometric external rotation of the ball and socket, so that's my shoulders and hips, and I'm also wanting to load into the ground and create that ground force pressure as well too. So from the side, it would basically be back, tucked under, external rotation of my ankles and shoulders back and down as well too. I can then take a stick and apply it and see if I've actually got those line points fairly close, and they're fairly close. I've got sacrum, mid-back, and the back of my head in contact with the stick. So we did this with the regression tutorials for the squat and the deadlift, how you basically would use that in the deadlift to make sure you've got the alignment and you've prioritized your trunk, all right? So same with the carries. And now my alignment from a fascial perspective is connected, right? So if we take that and set it aside, now apply it to a static carry. I'll just grab a couple of kettlebells. And the same applies here. So I'm going to set it. I'm going to sort of screw my ankles into the ground, which is actually going to lift the arches of my feet. I'm going to externally rotate my hips so they're nice and squeezed together at the back through the glutes. And then I'm going to externally rotate my shoulders as well too, maximally as much as I can. And that's going to line me up. Then I'm going to apply a force or isometric load. So I'm going to squeeze into the ground with my feet a little more. I'm going to squeeze the kettle handles to create more isometric load. And then I can try to squeeze it as hard as I can until I actually almost feel like it's shaking, like the neural load to the fibers, to the tissue is actually maximized. And hold that for a second. And obviously I don't want to be at 100%, but you know, if I'm doing a 350-pound deadlift, at the top of my deadlift, I want that amount of tension in my body so that I prevent myself from being injured, but also let me execute the lift as well too. So also think of it as this top position is exactly where I'm going to finish if it was a deadlift, if it was a squat, or if it was actually a push-up. I want that much tension in my body so that I can do arms bending and extending to accomplish my push-up exercise, okay? So from the side, screw the feet in the ground, external rotation of the hips, external rotation of the shoulders, head back underneath, core is actually activated. Nice and tight. Squeeze the kettles, push into the floor. So there it is. So we can then take it a step further with the carrying, and we can do different carry variations, and we could be moving with that or we could be stationary. So I could use a hex bar, I could do kettles, one overhead, one below, and do stationary stands or walking to actually challenge the body in different ways, all right? Give it a try.